Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ken Dog. Welcome back to the next video. Today we're doing week number 7 picks video. If we have our co-host as usual, Max.
What's going on, everybody? We are back, week 7 picks, and yeah.
How did you do last week?
I went 10-5 last week.
I went 9-6. Not too shabby at all. Better than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, true.
That was bad.
It was pretty bad.
But yeah, let's go. Let's do our picks for this week. Now we have the pits. Now we have Thursday Night Football, where the Unk Bowl is, where the Aaron Rodgers versus the Joe Flacco Cincinnati Bengals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are favored in this game.
Yeah, so we've got an interesting matchup. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cincinnati Bengals on a Thursday night, and Joe Flacco at quarterback for the Bengals, a former foe of the Steelers on the Browns and the Ravens, and now he'll be facing the Steelers as a Cincinnati Bengal.
That's crazy.
So,
but yeah, how do you feel about this game?
I think it's an interesting one. You got the Steelers coming off 4-1 now, and defense is looking really good. But then you got the Bengals. Maybe there's some new life with that offense with Joe Flacco. Feels like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins might be a bit more happier right now with Flacco instead of Browning. So
they looked pretty good at the end of the game last week versus Packers.
Yeah, they did. So
I don't want to talk about, I'm pretty sure we're just fine.
Yeah, but I don't think this is going to be like as tough of a pick as some people think. I think this is going to be maybe a tougher pick than some people may think it is, because there are some dynamics I will get into in a bit. But Kenny, who do you have winning this game, or what is your analysis on this game?
I don't know. It's my boy versus I hate the other team. I'm still an Aaron Rodgers fan, even though he's now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go with my boy. Aaron Rodgers played phenomenal this year so far.
Well,
he looks way different than I feel like it's the first time he's been so good since 2021.
Well, he's not on the Jets anymore, so that helps.
That's true. But you know what I'm trying to say? He's looking like his old self again, like back in 2021.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals, and here's why. Mike Tomlin is 2-9 overall in Thursday Night Football road games in his tenure in Pittsburgh. He's 0-6 in divisional Thursday Night Football road games in his career, and he's 1-5 on the road since 2019 and on the road on Thursday night. And home teams have played pretty well on Thursday night this year, and I feel like this might be a decent matchup for the Bengals, maybe a bit of a trap game for the Steelers. I think Jamar Chase is poised for a big game. If the Steelers can find a little bit of success with the run, it's going to be tough because Steelers did a great job stopping the run against Quinshon Judkins last week.
That's true. That is true. I saw that.
The Bengals are going to have to pass a lot, but if Joe Flacco can find some seams here and there, I think if the Bengals defense can play solid, then they might have a chance. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust Tomlin on Thursday night road games. I feel like it's gotten to his head a bit.
But let's move on to next week. Not next week, but, Sunday, where we have the Los Angeles Rams heading to London, play the London Jaguars. The Jaguars are lost last week, but they looked not that bad versus Seattle Seahawks, where the Rams beat the Ravens last week.
Yeah, so an interesting matchup here. I think this is kind of a 50-50 matchup. You got the 4-2 Rams versus the 4-2 Jaguars. Both teams have key injuries in this game. Rams are going to be missing Puka Nacua, and the Jaguars are going to be missing their star defensive linebacker, Devin Lloyd, who's honestly a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year right now. So that's a big loss for both teams.
I saw that. That's not good.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what happens here. I think this is the type of game that could come down to coaching.
I think Devontae Adams is going to have a big game this week.
Yeah? Think so? I hope so. I have him in fantasy. So
I love Devontae.
Yeah.
But I want to hear what you're going to pick. I want to see what your pick before I decide my pick.
I'm taking the Rams. I just trust Sean McVay a bit more than Liam Cohen at this stage. I know McVay hasn't been absolutely sharp with this play calling so far in 2025, but I think without Devin Lloyd, that front seven for the Jaguars, I don't know if Trayvon Walker's back. Even if he is, he might not be 100% healthy. So I think that
That's fair. That's fair.
If the Rams can take care of that front seven, I think, Matthew Stafford is going to find ways to get his guys the ball. I don't think there's many quarterbacks in football that do better with less than Matthew Stafford. So, yeah.
I'm going with the Rams as well. I agree with you. But yeah, let's get over to the first game, 1 o'clock, where the New Orleans Saints heading to Chicago, play the Chicago Bears. Bears with Jake Moody looked pretty darn good on Monday, where the Saints did not do that bad versus the Patriots.
Yeah, Jake Moody had some nice kicks in that game, got cut from the 49ers, former third-round pick by them. And the Bears, I actually picked the Bears to win that game, and I got it right. I trusted Ben Johnson. Big Ben Johnson guy here. I almost picked the Bears to make the playoffs, didn't ultimately, but they've won 3 in a row now, and they have a lot of momentum going into a home game against the Saints.
I'm going with the Bears because I think they should keep Jake Moody on the active roster.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an interesting one. This is a game I feel like maybe the Bears could roll over a bit at home against a sneaky Saints team that has Spencer Rattler's low-key playing really well. He's only turned the ball over in one game this year, so that's an interesting stat I saw. But ultimately, I think Ben Johnson will do enough to keep his guys focused, and the Chicago Bears will come out with a narrow victory.
I don't think Connor Burns will like if they lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
I'll show you a video between the things.
All right.
But yeah, now we have Max's is he gonna get fired bowl game where the Miami Dolphins head over to Cleveland, play the Brownies.
Yeah, so this could be the fired bowl between Mike McDaniel and Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. So I'm hearing the weather, it's supposed to be kind of windy, not the best conditions, although I don't think it's going to be too cold, but conditions might be interesting. I don't know how much of the factor it's going to play for both offenses, but, looking at it, the Browns have a really good defense. The Dolphins don't necessarily have a great defense, but the Dolphins do have the more explosive offense, and I wonder if that might be too much for the Browns. But again, the Browns defense usually plays very well at home, so this could be an interesting one.
I have an idea. Why don't we just both tie?
They
both get fired.
That'd be funny.
I'm just telling that's an idea. I'm just telling you.
I like that idea, Kenny. I never even thought of it.
0-0 tie. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Browns as well. The thing is, I don't want the Browns to win. It's because I kind of want Stefanski fired. I want a good draft pick, but again, I don't know if I can trust Tua in Cleveland weather and that defense. I mean, if the Myles Garrett guys can get a pass rush, it's going to be tough for the Dolphins. I could see a couple of turnovers. The Browns forcing a couple turnovers here. So
unless Tom Grossi, Dolphin player, not let him keep him on the deck. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You ever watch what's it called? It's called Tom Grossi's videos.
I've watched Tom Grossi's videos. Yeah.
He has the Dolphin player basically on the bench, but on the deck, just sitting there swimming.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's head over to Tennessee, where the New England Patriots head to Tennessee play the Titans. The Titans just fired their head coach on Monday. Will this be a little factor? Because usually there's a little bit oomph in their step when the head coach gets fired. Or the Patriots will win. Mike Vrabel's revenge game.
Yeah, the Titans, maybe they have a little bit of momentum now that Brian Callahan is gone. And looking at the Patriots, they're playing really well. Drake May's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. Getting those Justin Herbert comparisons, the Patriots might not be done. They might add another weapon at the deadline, so they could look even more scary then.
I'm going to Patriots because I trust them.
Yeah.
Because I like them.
Yeah, I'm picking the Patriots as well.
But the Titans might may make it closer because they just fired their head coach.
Yeah, maybe Cam Ward will have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. So,
but Cam Ward is getting killed by the day. It's not looking good. Now we have the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. What do you think about this game, Maxwell?
Well, I don't know. I think the Chiefs, they should be favored in this game, obviously, at home. They're getting Rashee Rice back. Patrick Mahomes will actually have a few weapons to throw to. And the Raiders, I don't know what – Geno Smith just hasn't been very good this year. He already has double-digit interceptions, and that gives me a little optimism for the Raiders, although they are going to give Ashton Jeanty the ball a bit more from what I'm hearing.
But I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs is a no-brainer pick right here. I don't think there's much analysis to be said.
Ooh, this could be a good game.
Could be.
Where the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Minnesota play the Vikings. The Eagles are favored, but do we know if the Eagles are good? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know about the Eagles, man. Jalen Hurts has had a tough time throwing the football. You look at his box score stats, not too bad, but then you look at his downfield throws and his statistics there, and it's been pretty poor this year. He's had a really rough year throwing the ball. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have gotten frustrated with the offensive scheme. And, if Jalen Hurts doesn't step it up, the Eagles could be in jeopardy of being, a lower playoff team or even missing the playoffs in general.
I don't know. Does JJ get back tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. I don't know. They're both hurt, him and Wentz, but they're both practicing limited. So I really don't know who's going to start. Probably JJ McCarthy if he is active. But again, is there really a stark difference between the two?
Who knows? I don't know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Eagles, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win.
I would not be either. I don't know if the Vikings, the problem with them, the thing is, I don't trust either quarterback. I don't trust Jalen Hurts. I don't trust JJ McCarthy. But I think that when it comes to the trenches, I slightly trust Philly a bit more in this one, especially if I don't know if Jalen Carter's coming back or not. If he is, then I'm definitely going to pick the Eagles. But yeah, he will play. So I'm going to take the Eagles on the road here, and they bounce back from the last couple weeks stretch.
I'm surprised the Eagles have 2 away games in a row.
Yeah.
But let's go to our last 1 o'clock game where the Carolina Panthers play whoever the team is, the Jets.
Yeah, the 0-6.
I don't want to say I'm not going to say their first name until they win a game.
This is such an interesting. The Panthers are such an interesting team because
I know
they've gotten destroyed a few times this year, but they're also the thing is they're 3-0 at home, they're 0-3 on the road, so that makes it interesting for me. Like they've played terrible on the road this year, but then when they play at home, they look great. So I really don't know what to think about this team, especially on a road game against a really bad team.
I'm not gonna say the first name the Jets until they win a game.
Okay.
I'm going with the Panthers because I trust that team a lot more better than whatever that green team is.
Yeah, Justin Fields, he just struggles with pressure. I think the blueprint is out on him now. If you just do an all-out blitz, he can't throw the ball. Garrett Wilson's now hurt. That's his big weapon that can just go in and catch it. It's just bad over there. They might have a couple guys make some plays, but nothing that's going to materialize into a win. I'm not picking the Jets until they win a game. Panthers.
Yeah. Let's get to a real good game where the New York Giants heading to Denver play the Broncos. Broncos did not look good at all on Sunday. And the Giants looked phenomenal this past week.
Yeah, the Jets had -10 net yards, and the Broncos still barely won by 2. It was a very sloppy game by them in London.
That was not a fun game. I watched that game, and I still regret watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this should be an interesting game back in the United States, America.
Interesting one in Denver, the Mile High City, where you got Jackson Dart versus Bo Nix. So
I kind of want to hear your picks before I pick my pick because that's who I want to hear.
Yeah, my pick. I'm taking the Denver Broncos. I think it's going to be a tough start for Jackson Dart. He's playing a very tough Broncos defense in mile-high conditions. I don't know how he's going to fare there.
Jordan Love looked so bad versus him. His first start in Denver. At Denver as well.
Cam Ward didn't look great either. It's a tough place to play for a rookie, and when the Broncos have poor defenses historically, it's been a tough place to play for young quarterbacks. And now they have arguably an elite defense. They got some of the best players in football in Nick Bonito, Patrick Surtain, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, all stepping up to the plate. So I'm going Denver.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
Now let's do a really good fun game where the Indiana Joneses head to Los Angeles, play the Chargers. It should be an interesting game.
Yeah, you got the Colts and the Chargers. Colts going to Los Angeles. Los Angeles will be interesting. They did get a nice bounce back win against the Dolphins, but again, they didn't look too great doing it. And there are some injuries on that offense. Quentin Johnston might be back. Khalil Mack might be back, but it sounds like Joe Alt might be out. Who knows? He's not practicing still, he's been the left tackle this season in the absence of Rashawn Slater. He's been his blind side, Herbert. So he might not even have Trey Pipkins either. That's like 3 of his top tackles out. So I don't know how to feel about the Chargers in this one. And the Colts, on the other hand, they got arguably the offensive player of the year in Jonathan Taylor. So
I'm picking the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Because Colts, that's one of my other favorite teams because I love their stadium. I love their franchise.
Yeah.
I love Dick Witt.
Yeah, this is a tough one because, man, Justin Herbert just doesn't have a lot of help right now. And Ladd McConkey's having a very disappointing season. He's just not getting as much separation as he was last year. It just feels like he's playing poorly, which is weird because of how good he was as a rookie last year and how dang good his college tape was. I don't know if I can trust the Chargers right now, especially at home. And the thing is, if you've seen those Chargers home crowds, it's just a bunch of road fans too. So I remember that game against the Commanders that they lost 27-10. I think 50% of the stadium were Commanders fans. So I think Colts fans will show out for this one. I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah, they should trade him.
Trade who?
Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, they need help, receiver help. Maybe he can get going.
Ooh, now we have 425 where the Washington Commanders heading to Dallas play the Cowboys. The Commanders are looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, the Commanders, I don't know if I'd say they're looking good. They just lost Monday night, Kenny, to the Chicago Bears at home. You know, Jaden Daniels has played fine this year, but hasn't really turned heads. While the Cowboys, I know they lost to the Panthers. That defense is really struggling, but again, that offense is one of the best in football. And they're probably the best home offense in football. The Packers just couldn't stop the Cowboys in AT&T Stadium or whatever it's called now. Could not stop them. I don't know if the Commanders will either because the Commanders have played a dome game. They played a dome game against the Falcons, and they got humiliated on defense that game. So I wonder if that's going to come back to bite them. And the Cowboys, their defense is poor, so I don't know if that could come back to bite them. This will be an interesting one to watch unfold. Division rivals.
I'm picking the Cowboys.
Why is that?
I trust them more.
Okay. Yeah.
Of all the games I watched, the Commanders, they did not look good.
Yeah, this was an interesting one for me. I'm going to take the Cowboys as well. That Commanders defense on the road, especially in domes, has looked poor. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
They didn't look good when the Packers played each other.
Dak Prescott's probably going to go down as one of the greatest home quarterbacks in NFL history. His numbers at home are just ridiculous. And CeeDee Lamb, there's a chance he comes back. And even if he doesn't come back, I'm not too worried. You still have Ferguson, Pickens, guys like Tolbert and Turpin, if he comes back, that can step up. Javonte Williams has done a good job running the football. They've had the running game opened up this year now. So that's also helped their passing game. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Now, we have a really fun game where the Green Bay Packers, the only one of the one-loss teams, playing against the Arizona Cardinals. This should be a great game.
Yeah, this could be an interesting game. It's a road game for the Packers, maybe a little bit of a test. Another road game in a dome. They struggled against the Cowboys on defense in a road dome game on the road.
But also, this is a way different beast than the Cowboys were.
Yeah, I think it might be a different I don't. Oh, let me check something.
Marvin Harrison might be out.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And they are pretty banged up, the Cardinals. The run game's banged up too. And this is interesting because the game in Dallas was turf. This is going to be on grass. So that makes a bit of a difference. So I don't know if the Packers will do better or worse with that. But yeah. What do you think, Kenny?
I'm going to Packers.
With the Packers? I'm taking the Packers as well. And that's because the Cardinals, they're just too banged up right now. I can't trust Kyler Murray. And the coaching has been terrible for the Cardinals this year. It's been very incompetent. It feels like Jonathan Gannon may have lost the locker room. So it just doesn't look good there.
Okay. Now, let's get the Sunday Night Football where the Atlanta Falcons heading to San Francisco.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one considering that I just realized there's another Monday night doubleheader. But looking at the Sunday Night Football game, you get the 49ers coming off a loss at Tampa, and then the Falcons are coming off that big win against the Bills. I wonder if the Falcons will be still on their high, their hangover from that win against the Bills, and whether it affects them on the road in a big primetime spot. The 49ers, they might be hungry for a win, but again, they have a lot of injuries. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, probably out for the year. I don't know how they're going to replace Fred Warner. That's such a big loss for them. And the thing is, they could get George Kittle back. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but it sounds like they might get Ricky Pearsall and Ja'Wuan Jennings even healthier this week too. So that could be a big for the 49ers. I don't know about Brock Purdy. I don't think there's much of a difference between Brock Purdy and Mac Jones in Shanahan's offense, so I'm not really going to say much about that. But this will be an interesting one for sure.
I'm going with I don't know. Falcons look pretty good on Monday. But the 49ers also not looking good because they just lost Fred Warner.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong about that, Max.
No.
But it's a toughy one, Max.
It is tough. I agree. Took me a bit to think about this one.
I'm going with the Falcons.
Dang it. I have the Falcons too. Can me and Kenny just have some differences? I think we have one difference this whole week. I was hoping you would pick the 49ers, but we're picking the Falcons. I think Bijan Robinson's going to be the difference in this game. And I think
yes. I love Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, and that 49ers front seven the depth there is dwindling right now.
It's dying by the week.
Yeah.
Literally dying by the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. You're picking the same team.
It's not ideal.
I'm sorry you're picking the same games.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's just how it goes.
At least I'm picking the upsets this week.
That's true.
Oh, now we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Detroit to play the Lions at 7 o'clock at night. This should be a great game, Max.
Yeah, this is a rematch of the NFC Divisional from the 2023-2024 playoffs in Detroit. Very fun matchup. We got Baker Denise Mayfield versus Jerry GX Goff. And yeah, Baker's looking like the MVP right now. And then you got the Lions' high-powered offense. They struggled a bit against the Chiefs, but crazy atmosphere in Arrowhead. They're not going to have to deal with that in Detroit, and they play so well at home. So well.
Yeah. I don't know. Max, I don't know about this game.
I think it's going to come down to who can get more defensive stops, who's just more clutch.
Is Brian Branch playing?
No, he's out.
I thought he got upheld. What does upheld means?
Upheld means he's still suspended. Means no change.
Okay.
You thought upheld mean no suspension?
Yes. Sorry.
It's fine. That's a highlight. That's going to be a good highlight in this video.
I'm sorry. Some words are hard to understand.
Got to read the Webster Dictionary.
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay was my number one seed pick this year. Man, I'm going with Detroit. They're my Super Bowl pick, though, because, man, Emeka Ibuka being out, they might be getting Mike Evans back, but I mean,
yeah, never mind. I forgot about Emeka's out.
But again, Baker Mayfield's been able to utilize his weapons without some of his guys. But again, I think the Detroit Lions offense will be too much. Dan Campbell's great in bounce back games. I think it's just going to be one of those games where it's going to be close until the end, no doubt. But I think the Lions just come up with something, maybe even a game-winning field goal. They come up with something that wins them the game. Jared Goff.
I changed my pick to the Lions because I forgot Emeka's out.
Yeah.
Emeka
the Bucs are also due for a lot. The Bucs have had so many close wins this year too. So.
Well, yeah, let's head to the last game of the week, where the Houston Texans, the Strouds, heading up to Seattle, play the Seahawks. Stroud.
Yeah, you got CJ Stroud who's playing a little bit better lately, Then you got the Seattle Seahawks. Playing very good football right now. Sam Darnold's playing one of the better quarterbacks in football this year. And then you got the Texans, that defense has been very good so far. That front seven is one of the best in football. And the Seahawks, maybe they're a little more high powered. This will be an interesting matchup. I don't think this is going to be like an easy win for any of these teams.
But yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks because I trust them more often than not.
What's that mean? What do you mean? Why do you trust them more?
I trust them more because Houston has been very inconsistent this year.
Well, I'm picking the Houston Texans. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Seahawks are terrible at home for some reason. For some reason, they've been one of the worst home teams in the NFL for a few years now. Mike McDonald, for some reason, has struggled at home. I think he's 10-1 or 11-1 on the road since he got hired last year. So most of his wins have come on the road. And the Seahawks, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, every time they play a home game, the crowd fills up with road fans. I don't get it. And I think the Texans defense will create a bit more havoc. The Seahawks defense isn't awful, but it's nothing special. And I think the Texans will take advantage of that. If CJ Stroud just can make a couple solid throws, doesn't even have a big night. He can even just play like a game manager. And I think the Texans can do enough if they can protect them well. So I'm going to take the Texans. DeMeco Ryans he'll cook. He will cook.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Let's go over my picks and let's head out. I have Steelers over Bengals. Rams over Jaguars, Bears over Saints, Brownies over the Dolphins, Patriots over Titans, Chiefs over Raiders, Eagles over Vikings, Panthers over Jets, Broncos over Giants, Colts over Chargers, Cowboys over Commanders, Packers over Cardinals, Falcons over 49ers, Lions over Buccaneers, and Seahawks over Texans.
We only had a couple differences. I have the Bengals beating the Steelers, and I also have the Texans beating the Seahawks.
The first game of the week and the last game of the week, we have difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And below, I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast we have earlier, because this is going to be put out after our podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed our podcast, whatever we're going to talk about, whatever we talked about. Mm-hmm. That's just a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you guys have a good, fantastic week. Please comment what you guys picked this week. But yeah, any last words, Max?
Not necessarily, other than I hope I have a good week of picks. I hope I go undefeated. Not going to happen, but we'll see.
Hey,
go Bengals, go Bengals, and go Texans, right, Kenny?
I went undefeated once in my life in picks.
I've never went undefeated. I had a couple weeks where I had one loss.
Dang it!
I know.
But yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. The link from our podcast will be in the description below. But yeah, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Be yourself. Go Packers, go Lakers, go Tigers, Red Wings, go Pistons. Love you guys later. Peace.